the jump scares too many times. Horror movies jump scare you.
Yeah.
You be talking like this, and who is there? Somebody behind you? Jump scare.
The uneasy
Yeah. This one, they let you see. It's like, no, we're not trying to scare you. We want you to see this.
Yeah.
Look at this right here coming at you. All right, now here it is. We're not playing. It's good stuff. How was your day yesterday? What you get into?
I slept for 4 hours. The
up.
post-media day, smack in the face. I finished my work around 1. I woke up when Chris got home from work at 5.
Let's go.
It was a deep sleep.
Oh, what was the
It was
song?
a lovely sleep. A Hawaiian roller coaster
Oh,
ride.
we gotta
Don't
keep
write
that.
it down.
We gotta keep that.
There's no place I'd rather be
Than on a surfboard out at sea.
Da-da-da.
Oh my God.
I had an all-time lyric fumble yesterday in
What
my
was it?
household. We were singing Crocodile Rock, the Elton John song.
I'm unfamiliar, but okay.
Da-da-da-da-da, Crocodile Rock. Now I can't come up with it. Anyway, I sang it in like a choir class when I was a kid, and there's a part where it goes, what I thought was croc rockin', and Chris goes, it's not croc rockin', it's crocodile rockin'. And I'm like, no, it's not, Chris. I sang this in class. And he was like, play the song. And I'm like playing it, and I have the Apple lyrics up as I'm looking at it. And I go, it's croc rockin'. But it wasn't. It was croc rockin'. And he won that race. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, October 1st. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, Memphis Grizzlies Training Camp is up and running in Nashville. General. Grind City Media's own Mike Wallace. Oh my God, let's just start over today. We cannot talk.
All right, go back to the graphic. Go back to the graphic,
Go back
Jacob.
to the graphic.
We're
Go
gonna
back to
start
the
it all over.
graphic.
We're not gonna do the full 2 minutes, so just go back to the graphic.
It's fine, just
We'll
imaginary
let it
graphic.
warm up. All right.
Okay.
So blah blah
Ready?
banter.
Right.
Song of the day. You don't know lyrics. All right, here we go.
What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, October 1st. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, Grizzlies Training Camp in Nashville. Grind City Media's own Mike Wallace is there. We will catch up with him about day 1 of training camp, things to look out for the rest of the week. It was quite the day in the WNBA yesterday. Finals are set, but the biggest story, Napheesa Collier calling out the W for having the, quote, worst leadership in the world. We'll get into all that. DeAngelo Williams will join us, as he does every Wednesday, and then we'll hit some WTF stories. AI actresses, Fat Bear champions, a Tina Turner statue, and CJ did not know Selena Gomez got married this weekend. It is a Wednesday. You know what we say. It was just as big as the college football weekend.
I did not know that. I missed that entirely. I missed it.
The boy is mine.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz! Let's go!
Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take them ball! Defense, take them ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brendan Clark.
On that rim!
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Jaron Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaron, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out. Let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. If you can make it through Wednesday, you can make it through the rest of your week. Mike Wallace is in Nashville at Grizzlies Training Camp. He is going to join us in the next segment. We'll get his takeaways from day one of training camp, what to look for the rest of the week. But we do have to start today with the WNBA, which had an all-time bonkers day yesterday, complete with an overtime thriller that kept me up far too late, that saw the Las Vegas Aces make their way to the WNBA Finals while they'll play the Phoenix Mercury. There was a coach firing in Dallas that just cruised under the radar. And then most importantly, we had a star player going after Commissioner Kathy Engelbert in a way that we rarely see, in a way that I think truly could end up reshaping WNBA labor dynamics to the point where we look back at September 30th, 2025 and think, oh, this was the day that everything changed in the WNBA. Can we call it an all-time rant, CJ? Would you call Napheesa Collier's words a rant?
No, because it was scripted.
It was so
like
measured.
She's reading off of the paper, so
Right.
I wouldn't consider it a rant. But
a
this
monologue?
Monologue is a good one. This was, and this is why I took Tommy West's rant, the painful one. Right? This was that, but more. Where it is, hey, listen, this league is what it is because of us. And if you care about it, invest in it. It was good stuff from Napheesa Collier.
So let's set the stage. Lynx exit interviews were yesterday, and Napheesa Collier, 48 hours after the Lynx had been eliminated from the WNBA playoffs, brought a 2-page statement to read in which she criticized the league's officiating, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, and the league's ongoing CBA negotiations. Now, the money quote from Collier was, "We have the best league in the world, we have the best fans in the world, but we have the worst leadership in the world." Shots fired. I saw this quote before I watched the entire 4-minute speech from Napheesa Collier.
I typically don't watch videos longer than like 30 seconds. This video pops up on my social media feed, and from the moment she sits down, I'm like, oh, she is, I don't know what she's going to say, but she's going to say something. I'll turn it off when when it gets boring and monotonous or whatever. And it never did.
Collier's 4-minute speech really highlighted how the WNBA leadership, starting at the very top, has missed the mark over and over and over and over again as they have faced immense growth over the last few years. And that growth obviously accelerated by the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. And here's what Napheesa Collier says was expressed to her in regards to her asking Kathy, Commissioner Kathy, and when you know the commissioner by the first name, you're in deep waters. But this is how she asked Kathy how she planned to fix the fact that young stars like Caitlin Clark, like Angel Reese, like Paige Beckers, women driving massive revenue for the league who are making so little in their first 4 years on their rookie contracts. And according to Fee, Kathy's response was, quote, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't be making anything. Now, if there is one thing, one thing that can bring Caitlin fans and Angel fans and Paige fans together, it is that level of arrogance and straight up fantasy from the top, because that is delusional. And shout out to Collier for keeping the younger players in the league in mind, because they are the now, they are the future, they are the business. Like you said, CJ, like the players are the league. The players are the stars. This is what consistently gets missed here. This is what gets lost in the sauce of the conversations around the new CBA. And it is something Napheesa Collier understands more than most because she has the business side experience of being a co-founder of Unrivaled. And it's why Collier isn't just fighting for herself here. Like, she genuinely is fighting for the league. And as Collier said, was part of that same conversation, Engelbert said that players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal she got them. Stunning stuff from Napheesa Collier sharing the words of Kathy Engelbert. Kathy Engelbert did release a statement which said she has the utmost respect for Napheesa Collier and for all the players in the WNBA. Together, we have all worked tirelessly to transform this league. My focus remains on ensuring a bright future for the players in the W, including collaborating on how we continue to elevate the game. I am disheartened by how Napheesa characterized our conversations and league leadership, but even when our perspectives differ, my commitment to the players and to this work will not waver. What I hear from that is disheartened by how she characterized the conversation, but not a denial that these conversations happened. And that is a massive problem, CJ.
Listen, if that's the attitude of the league, it makes sense. If you're the owners, why would you want to give up more of the pie? That's what this is. Be grateful I'm giving you what you're being given. Be grateful the media deal that we've signed is going to bump your pay up some, because it will. The new media deal will absolutely, because they get a percentage of that. And so if the percentage of the pie grows, they get a little bit more. But that's not what the argument is. The argument isn't, hey, give us more money. It's give us a larger share of said pie. The fact that everybody else is operating damn near 50-50 revenue split. The fact that the W is so far behind a 50-50 split at this point is atrocious. It just doesn't make sense. It makes sense when you think about it from an ownership standpoint, right? Why am I giving you more of the $1 billion deal that we signed? Why am I giving you more of the $250 million buy-in fee for all of these new expansion teams? Think about all the new expansion teams that have come through and understand they had to pay $250 million to get in. So why would I give you guys more of that? Well, you give it to them because without them, there is no league. This is how lockouts happen. And it would be tragic if we don't get a deal by December, whenever the deadline is. And then you look up and there's an actual WNBA lockout or a shortened season, because people are excited about the W right now, because it is growing in ways we haven't seen it grown before, because there's an actual desire from their TV partners now. Not like in the past when ESPN was like, be grateful we got you on ESPN2 at 9 o'clock. No, like actual primetime games. Hell, Game 2 Sunday of the WNBA Finals is on Big Boy ABC at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, one of those times, right? Like, it's on ABC. The interest is here for this sport right now. You've got to continue to grow that interest. A lockout is not going to do that. And the players, all they're asking for is more of the pie, and the W ownership and leadership is saying, no, we won't give it to you. You know how I know that what Fee was saying, Mrs. Collier was saying, because that's a grown-ass woman right there making grown woman moves? Everybody was like, yeah, I respect that. Yep, I stamp it.
A'ja Wilson, fresh off of a tremendous performance that led her team into the finals, talked about it. Lexi Hull, who just lost in a playoff elimination game, talked about it.
Don said, yo, listen, I heard from everybody but Kathy. And that's a legend.
Right.
That is a modern legend of the game. I don't think she knew. This is her words in the tweet. I don't think she knew I retired. I don't think she knows I've retired. I've heard
Here's
from
the thing.
everybody but her.
Regardless,
right? Like you've got
it's a problem that happened, and then it comes out, and that's this has happened over and over and over again with the handling of the charter planes when they first were getting the opportunity to take charter flights. Something as small but as big as Kathy Engelbert showing up to last year's finals in a dress with the New York skyline on it when it's Liberty Lynx in the final, and showing, even if not actual allegiance to one team over the other, perceived allegiance because you are wearing the city on your dress. Everything she had to say about the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese discourse as it crescendoed into a really nasty place. There have been so many misses across the board, and this is just the icing on the cake, and this idea of gratitude is so beyond frustrating. Can you imagine if after the ABA-NBA merger, and as they're redefining or defining at its infancy the NBA, if they had told Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, hey, just be grateful. You guys should just be great. No, instead they invested in the stars of the league because they knew that is what is driving eyeballs and the ultimate valuation of these teams and the league moving forward. And it is just asinine that because they have always operated, and listen, Kathy catches a lot of flack. She's a commissioner. Commissioners answer to owners. And in the case of the W, there is the added difference that they're answering to the NBA. The NBA owns 60% of the WNBA. So it is not as simple as a Kathy answering to the owners and she's the scapegoat there. She is answering to owners and she is answering to the NBA. And when all is said and done, one has to remember this is not just the Kathy show. But I think from a commissioner's standpoint, you get to this place where you are such a star or you are such a part of the conversation. That's not right. She likely will not be the commissioner very long moving forward. And the Sports Business Journal reported that following these CBA negotiations, the expectation is that she will no longer be the commissioner of the W. The WNBA came out yesterday, pushed back against that report from the Sports Business Journal. But I don't understand how she can go through the CBA negotiations at this point.
There's such bad blood right
Yes.
now, animosity coming from
Publicly.
And that's how you know it's bad. Like when we start doing this, when we start talking about renegotiating CBAs and player associations from various leagues getting involved, we are getting secondhand. Fans are getting like secondhand, third-hand information, right? Where it comes on one of the sports media outlets and it's like, hey, I'm hearing from sources. Hey, sources tell me, hey, sources on this side say blah, sources on that side say right? No, there are no sources here. They're coming straight from the source. We see the source. We see it's Angel Reese. We see that it's Fee. We see that it's Asia and that it's all of the WNBA players in unison. We saw them make the statement with the shirt that you're wearing at WNBA All-Star Weekend. We saw them all put it on at one of the premier events of their sports calendar. We've seen it. To appropriately lead, you have to have good relationships with people. And if you are a commissioner, that means, yes, you answer to your bosses, whomever the bosses are. In this case, like you said, it is Silver in the NBA and the owners, right? Like, I understand that. Cool. But you also have to have a working relationship with the players. And when it devolves to a point where the players feel like this about you, I'm with you. I don't know how this person can come back. Any person, not just Kathy, but any person.
How do you
can
have
come
good
back
faith
from
negotiations when it has reached the point that it has? I mean, also, this is yet another example of the mismanagement of the WNBA. And I'm not saying that from Napheesa Collier's standpoint. She reached the point where she needed to say the two-page statement that she had yesterday. And not to get lost in it, too, the criticism of officiating, which, raise your hand if you've ever watched a WNBA game, whether you're a new fan, an old fan, or an in-between fan, and said, this is some of the worst officiating I've ever seen in my life. It happens every time. Everyone has that experience. You don't have full-time officials in the WNBA. You have part-timers. You have people who were trained in the G League. Oftentimes, at least in the olden days, you would get promoted from being a WNBA official into the full-time gig of being an NBA official. But the problems of officiating obviously reached a peak point coming out of the Lynx Mercury series with Napheesa Collier's injury, with the comments by Cheryl Reeve. But you want to know how I know that this isn't, as Kathy apparently told Napheesa Collier, complaining about officiating is only a thing that losers do. It's not only a thing that losers do. Because Becky Hammon's complaining about it. Stephanie White's complaining about it. There is allegiance in these coaches making statements against officiating, just like there's allegiance in these other players coming and backing Napheesa Collier's words at this point. And that's important because when everybody is collectively and publicly, and not everybody is always going to be there, but the majority is on one side, you have a lot of power. These labor disputes, the number one thing that helps them move forward is when there is true unification amongst the employees.
Chris Paul said that at his media day. I forget who asked the question at Clippers media day. First, before we get to this, I forgot Chris Paul was a Clipper. This time of the year in the NBA is like...
Did you see their shirts?
I did. But Chris Paul at Clippers media day, somebody threw the question out there, hey, any advice for the WNBA as they go through their WNBPA,
yes.
As they go through their labor dispute, and he's like, yeah, speak with one voice.
Yes.
And it seems like that they all of these really strong, really intelligent, really great women have decided that this is the voice that we are going to speak with. And that's great because, to your point, as long as you can stay together, this is why we see breakdowns in the NFLPA from time to time where it's just too many people with too many different things and too many different wants. This, as long as you can keep everybody together, you can really get some real change going here. Noticeably absent in the chorus of voices supporting Fee. Caitlin Clark was like, hey, no comment. And it's like, okay, all right.
Her teammates stepped up, though.
Her teammates
I know,
aren't
I understand.
Caitlin.
The biggest voice in the world in women's
their
basketball.
world is Caitlin.
Yes.
So I'm not really sure where she is right now. Maybe she just wants to get more information and then sit down.
She's
and
very
have
particular about
how she says things.
And that's a
so
great,
maybe
listen,
what
if I
it
was
is.
Caitlin Clark and I heard that, I'd be fuming. I would have smoke coming out of the ears. And her team was playing through last night. So perhaps, and that was what my point was going to be. Per usual, we're talking about something non-game related in the WNBA because it always pulls the focus from the product. And now we have a finals between the Aces and the Mercury, and we had a hell of a game last night where the Fever almost found a place in the WNBA Finals in spite of losing another player in that game in Kelsey Mitchell.
Another player.
Their best, like the next
an all-W type player.
MVP finalist.
She goes down. It's like,
it's over.
Clearly, this is how. This
And then
is
it
how
goes
the
to
Fever. Overtime.
It was so
They're
good.
down two of the best players in the WNBA. Certainly, their two best players. They're down a slew of role players. So that's 7. Bonner just left middle of the season. So that's 8. They were banking on. They're down now, and they still got to overtime with the Aces.
Yeah.
In Game 5.
So my point being, perhaps Caitlin Clark is
Aaliyah
waiting.
Aaliyah Boston had 4 fouls in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So they were down her also.
And then she fouled out.
What a performance by them, man.
I know, it was incredible.
Yeah.
I was like half asleep in the overtime period because it was late. And I'd be like, they're still in it? And Chris was like, yeah, they're still in it. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
just the fight they've shown all season is impressive.
We will see how this continues because this is certainly not the end of the story. And I do look forward to seeing if and when Caitlin Clark comments on Napheesa Collier's words from yesterday.
If I say right now, I ask you, is there a WNBA lockout 2026?
Feels
yes
inevitable.
Or no? Okay.
Which is unfortunate. But you do have Unrivaled. Unrivaled just doesn't have as many players. And then we're again looking at a situation that we always talk about with the W, that there's talented professional level women's basketball players who cannot find a home.
The Fever showed you that.
Yes. Yeah, I hate the whole, these players shouldn't even be on a roster. No, that's the point. They should be on a roster. Odyssey Sims should have always been on a roster. Anyway, we got to get to Mike Wallace. He is in Nashville. He's at Grizzlies Training Camp. We will get the latest from him after a quick break.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Tomas Isolo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, but we have special guest Mike Wallace, senior editor at Grind City Media, with us because he is in Nashville at Grizzlies Training Camp. Mike, looks like a nice patio setup for you there in Nashville. How you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing great, guys. Good morning. I had to try to get the ambiance right for you all. I wasn't just going to give you, a hotel room or anything like that. So I try to do it nice for Grind City Media and the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt.
Are you in a greenhouse?
I'm in something like this, man. I'm in the chic hotel lobby here where the team is set up in downtown Nashville, right across the street from the Music City Center. And, looking forward to doing some things big time here at this training camp. So, yeah, I'm in a little bit of a greenery space.
It looks nice, but I'll borrow words from Ja yesterday. I like Memphis. I like that John made it very clear, nice to get out of town. And I know this is how, when I talk to athletes and coaches, there is something to be said about getting out of your home city, your home market, and getting into a unique environment where you're able to really just commit to nothing but training camp. And it almost feels like a team bonding experience because you're all staying in the same spot and it's an early road trip. But I did appreciate John knowing that people back in Memphis wanted the record set. Nashville's fine, but he likes Memphis.
Yeah, no question about it. And not only does he like Memphis, he made it known that anytime he comes to Nashville, he dominates. So he also made it clear by wearing his Murray State basketball shirt in the post-practice media availability. He talked about winning 2 championships, conference championships, and also knocking off Tennessee State too. So if anybody had any questions about Ja's performances in Nashville, he made it point.
He had smoke for all of them schools up in Nashville, and I loved it because I had somebody, Mike, my stance on Tennessee State, and then I don't like Lipscomb or Belmont that much either. For him to take shots at all of them, it's like, yes, Ja, keep it going.
We're just missing a Vandy shot. That's all we're missing
That's
at this
it.
point.
That's it.
But then you got to have
That's
respect
it.
to Scottie Pippen Jr., so, having some moments there. Mike, biggest takeaway from day one at Grizzlies Training Camp was what?
I think it was, the directness. I think Santi Aldama said it straight. He said that we didn't waste any time. We got right into accountability. We got right into what our roles are going to be. We got right into running things the way that we need to run it this year. And sometimes you get to training camp and you figure those things out as you go. Now, there's a limit to that because Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey, Brandon Clark aren't available. But those guys that are out there, they know exactly what competitions they're fighting for. They know what's expected of them, and they're hitting the ground running. And Isolo said it best, too, man. He wants to, see this team compete from the very opening meeting that they had. And that's what they've seen. So that's what they've shown so far in day one. But it's just day one. There's always optimism in day one. We'll see if that sustains the rest of this week going into preseason.
With Ja saying it was the most important day one training camp of his career, it is worth noting it's also his first under a new head coach. The transitional period of Tomas Isolo going from interim head coach at the end of last season into his first full camp as head coach. How have you seen the connectivity between this team and Coach Isolo really start to solidify here in the early period?
What you're seeing from Coach Isolo is a very pragmatic approach. He breaks the communication down on a simple level. He says, listen, a lot of people are giving me attention for this system, this offense that I'm trying to bring and all of those things. But that offense means nothing if I don't have a connection with the coaches, with the players and the guys who are going out and execute. So he's looking at it, with what he needs to do in one hand and what's best for the team and the individual players in the other hand. And he's saying, let them lead the way, and I'll form and shape my offense and my system around what we have available. So that's going to mean adjustments. That means that what we see from the Grizzlies in game one of preseason next week might be different than what we see in game one of the regular season on October 22nd, because the rotations and the availability of the guys and their strengths are going to evolve as we get through the course of the season. But finding and identifying opponent weaknesses and attacking those with what you have available is what his priority is, and you're seeing that come across now.
As it pertains to the Grizzlies offense and the ultimate goal of Ja Morant's place in that, Zach Edey's place in that once he's back healthy, I want to get into Jaren Jackson Jr.'s place in that, because CJ brought up such a good point on our pre-show before Zach Kleiman spoke on Media Day, but just the idea of Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. operating efficiently together on the court at the same time. And a part of that is being on the court together at the same time from an availability standpoint. But how do you foresee this Isolo system working in a way that allows them both to thrive? Because last season we saw Jaren really take a stride offensively in the early portion, but then when that offense switched back more to the traditional guard pick and roll, you saw Ja Morant be able to be more assertive. Is there a world where they can both be as effective as possible on the offensive end?
And Isolo described that as his biggest challenge, getting Jaren acclimated to that and getting acclimated to Jaren. But one of the things he said yesterday after day one was that I indeed have a unicorn in Jaren Jackson Jr., and there are not many Jaren Jackson Jr.'s in the world, let alone in the NBA. So, he's fascinated by what he can unlock and unleash with Jaren, because he knows that hasn't been something that's been on display for Jaren's 8 seasons here. He's had some pockets. I think year 2, we saw him open up his three-point shot a little bit more. Then he moved a little bit inside, and then he became more of a face-up guy. So we've seen different phases of Jaren's game offensively, but it never all came together with Ja Morant. One of the things that's going to help that is Ja Morant has to be available. They both have to be on the floor at the same time in order for us to see that Ja and Jaren dynamic work out. John Roser, had the stat available. When the Grizzlies have both Jaren and Ja available, they're winning 65% of their games. The problem with that is that they're only available for 40 games a season on average over these 7 years that they played together, 6 years that they played together. So you got to even those numbers out. You got to have availability. And the one thing Ja added to that question about Jaren is that I have to play all 82. So Ja said his goal this year is to play all 82. That's a high standard. I don't expect him to reach that. But if he can get you 65 plus, it's gravy from that standpoint on.
Should we get like a sticker chart? I've been using sticker charts in my life again. And every time he plays a game, sticker. And then you just make it. Can you imagine if you had 82? That's like the best pizza party in elementary school history. Like those kids who were really annoying and had perfect attendance. Couldn't be me. But there were always those rare-aired people who somehow achieved it. 82 is probably asking a lot, Mike, in this modern NBA. However, being eligible for those postseason awards would be great. The words I keep hearing are speed kills. Heard them on our Grind City Media live stream, heard them yesterday, heard them from DeMichael Cole in your wrap-up with him on the Grind City Media day one preview, or not preview, but the day one wrap-up from camp. What does speed kills mean to you, and how do you think that phrase operates both from an offensive and defensive standpoint for this team?
You know, I've heard that term used. It started off in football, right? In college football, and you know, the air raid offense and the spread offense of Chip Kelly and all of these things, and you've seen it evolve over the course of the years. And then when it came into the NBA, Eric Spoelstra used that when LeBron James first got to Miami, and he wanted to have a spread, wide open offense and attack from different angles. What it means for the Grizzlies, and Tuomas Isolo, I think the most fascinating thing he sort of shared over the last couple of days is that he spent a lot of time watching NFL football, something he's never done in his life before, because culturally, that's just not a big sport that he tends to follow, you know, growing up over in Europe. But he's watched a lot. He calls it invasion sports, where spacing and speed negotiate or negates the opponent's advantages. So what speed kill means from the Grizzlies standpoint is move faster, think faster, make quicker decisions, react faster. Everything has to be at a pace where even if you make the not necessarily best decision, you have to make the quick decision, because whatever decision you make is going to help the next person make a decision as well, too. So you're almost a trigger in that system. He said even making mistakes, as long as you make them fast and you can recover from them, you're in a good position. But you just can't be standstill. You can't be stagnant. And so when you talk about speed kills, speed can be deadly in terms of both physical activity and also psychological approach.
Okay, I'm fascinated by this Isolo obsession with American football, because when I asked him one of my Grizz Files questions, which is, who would you like to meet, anyone on this earth, dead or alive? His answer was Bill Walsh. And I said, are you a Niners fan? And he said, no, I'm a Bill Walsh fan. And he said, from a leadership standpoint, from what he did offensively. And it just, you know, in the middle of Grizz Files, it's going one after another. But now I'm recognizing this is something he's really paying attention to right now, and trying to find a synergy between those two things.
And then when you look at how Bill Walsh conducted himself, you know, on that 49ers sideline, he was kind of stoic. He was pragmatic. He didn't over-communicate. He was very methodical in terms of how he dealt with his players. You didn't see him get demonstrative. All of those things, you know, Isolo has some of those traits. And I think he's intentionally being that way because, again, sometimes the loudest person in the room gets the attention, but the smartest person in the room is the one that has the most impact. So if he can quiet the, you know, storm and calm the seas a little bit and deal with these guys directly and get his message across, then that's the accountability level that you want to see guys execute from. So he's taken a very cerebral approach. He's brilliant in terms of a basketball mind. And I think what he showed you and us too is that he's completely open-minded with everything that he's dealing with.
Michael, y'all going to San Antonio Taco while y'all up there going to Satco get the good sweet tea?
Man, Courtney asked me about that last night when we had a team dinner function last night, man. And he was like, we got 3 days to do it. I was like, all right, but you can only get that sweet tea. You can only get that sweet tea one time because otherwise you're going to be in a coma. And
you guys
and so
should go.
we're rationing it out.
You have a sweet tea connoisseur on the team now. PJ Hall used to review sweet teas on his TikTok account.
PJ Hall would love
Satco. So PJ Hall has to go there and try their sweet tea.
And
he won't be passing. He won't be passing any conditioning tests after that. I'll tell you that much. You better do it after practice and not before. I can tell you that.
And get the wings also. Okay. Yeah.
See, there it is right there. CJ just told you how versatile this place is. It's a taco company
with wings
that also specializes in hot wings and sweet tea.
Perfect. Mike, before I let you go, one of the things looking out for this week at training camp, the battle on the wing. What do you make of that right now, and what are you most looking forward to seeing play out over these next few days?
You know, I asked Isolo that directly in the scrum yesterday. I said, you know, we can pretty much assume, it's safe to assume Ja Morant is locked in at point guard, right? I mean, he got a kick out of that. And until Jaren and Zach come back, you got 4 other positions out there that are kind of like sort of up for grabs, right? Desmond Bane is gone. You bought in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. You bought in Ty Jerome. How do you want to use them? At the 3 and the 4, Jalen Wells, you have other guys that are there too. Santi Aldama, is he a guy that you want to shift to the 5? Like, there's so many open options that this team has right now. And that's going to be the most compelling thing for me to watch as these practices play out. And what we see in the preseason is what kind of lineup combinations is he going to use? Because I counted yesterday. There are going to be 7 options to start at the 4 positions outside of Ja Morant going into this preseason. And we'll see which one of those, what 4 emerges from those 7. And then you see how the rotation plays out from there.
I'm bad with whatever version of math that is, where you were given 7 different players, 4 open positions. How many different combinations can there be with that? But it feels like a lot. Can you tell me it, CJ?
Yeah.
You can't do it off the top of your head either? That makes me feel better.
It's a whole lot of them.
It's a lot of numbers.
Yeah. And guys are going to be playing multiple positions. They'll be playing out of position. There's going to be some small ball. There's going to be some 4 wing lineups with 1 big. There's going to be, a lot of different ways you can attack it. And then when you can add in Scottie Pippen Jr., if you play Scottie and Ja, then that adds even more versatility on both ends. So that's going to be an amazing, amazing thing to try to figure out.
They're going to have to be small, aren't they? To start the season with no Jaren, no Clark, no Edie. What does that power forward position look like? Who are the players in the running for that?
Well, I mean, you look at Santi Aldama, number 1. You look at Jock Landale, number 2. You look at G.G. Jackson, who can do it. Omax.
Wouldn't Jock would be the starting center, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he will be the starting center from that standpoint. But in terms of, the power forward spot, G.G., Santi, Omax is in there from that standpoint. You got P.J. Hall. You bought him in for a reason. You just got different combinations. Jalen can play sort of a big. You go small at the power forward with him. John Conchar.
I mean, but they're gonna have to do that at some point early. I know Jaren gets back. The hope is he's back opening night, but there's a chance he's back opening week. He's back early in the season, but he's still going to miss a couple of games. Right. Like with him out, that power, you could look up and like you said, it's Jalen Wells out there at the 4 spot, and you're just like, we got to make do with what we got, man.
Yeah. I mean, Jaren's timetable is 4 to 6 weeks, right? So. You start counting from last week, the last week of September, 4 to 6 weeks takes you into November, right? If it's a fair assessment from that standpoint. So November means you're 5 games into the regular season at that point. So you're going to have to figure out something between now and then. And then Zach Edey is 6 to 9 weeks. So you add another month, to that as well, too. So you're going to be juggling this throughout the first 15 games of the season until you figure out, can all these guys get together and they look right? What you hope, though, is that there are no other delays or injuries that take place between now and then, because then you're juggling from that standpoint. Yeah. I know. Stay healthy as much as possible from now until then.
Get some Lucky Rabbit's feet, some pennies, whatever it may be. I was just grateful you got to pop on here this morning, and there was no news on that front. So let's keep it that way for now, Mike. Thank you so much. Enjoy training camp today. We'll catch up with you when you are back here in Memphis, and have a great rest of your day.
You guys too. Take care now.
That was Mike Wallace. You can find the latest of his up at grindcitymedia.com. Yes, CJ.
My lucky meal, go to Satco, get 2 chili cheese tacos, get some wings, get some chips and cheese, and then do 2 hard shell beef tacos.
I would not want to share a car with you.
Yeah, you don't.
That sounds disgusting.
And I've never had a bad day after consuming that. Like only good things happen after I consume that.
Okay.
What?
I would love to see somebody consume that and then go have a day of training camp.
I didn't say I was eating that and then going running. Hold on, wait a second. I'm just saying, if you need some luck, and the Grizzlies, like everybody could use a bit of luck, consume that a couple of times a week.
I hear that meal, just like milk in the 90s, builds strong bones.
Yes.
Unfracturable bones and tendons.
Because
strengthens all tendons.
Well, there's so much fat between your bones and the rest of your body, you can't break anything. You got a whole lot of cushion.
No, you're doing so much stuff is coming out of your body that no one wants to be near you. So the only thing that you could be susceptible to is non-contact.
This is not that much stuff coming out. It's every now and then a little toot. Every now and then a little beep beep.
Beep beep. Make go woo. All right, we got to take a break. DeAngelo Williams is going to join us when we come back. We never know what we'll get into with DeAngelo. We'll find out after the break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take them ball! Defense, take them ball!
So on Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Lob, Brandon Clark.
Ooh, on that rim!
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Tomas Isalo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, DeAngelo found that bit of information out right before we went to see Lion King in T-Pack. And guess where I was eating, Jessica?
Where?
I was at Satco. Again, like, it's just a
All
good
right,
day.
we are live, DeAngelo. We are back. It is Wednesday.
It was a real good day.
Per usual, if you could just hear what we talk about.
Talk about
during
the ballet.
breaks.
My mom is a supporter of the ballerinas.
Of the arts.
Used to be of the arts.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's up, DeAngelo? What's new?
Doesn't like the male ballerinas a whole lot. Doesn't like the ones from overseas a whole lot.
Okay, it's good to see you, DeAngelo. And I know it's you
it's
because
good to see
you're
you.
Right here. Eye contact.
good
We
to
got
see you.
this.
It's good to see you. I've been well. I've been well.
Okay.
I don't think y'all understand how. So every team we beat as a Memphis Tiger, I expect them to go like undefeated after that because it makes our win look so much better.
So you're saying
But-
Arkansas having to fire their coach, not part of the plan.
Not part of the damn plan at all. Like give him a couple more games. Maybe like he just had a bad stretch there. Like we talked about it, in podcasts earlier. CJ, you was like, nobody's fired after 1 year. Shit, Pittman close. Pittman
been there like 3-4 years.
He's been there a minute. He's been there longer than you think.
He just hadn't been good enough for his name to be talked about.
Shit, that's kind of it, DeAngelo.
Not wrong. He was at Arkansas this was his 6th season.
Oh, DeAngelo, come on, man.
Can we talk about this though? Because this is something that's serious.
Okay. Who?
And I want y'all honest opinion before I give y'all mine, because everybody has been talking about Silverfield potentially leaving at the end of this year because we got those big wins, those signature wins that we need. Like literally, we're in game 5 of the season, and everybody's talking about Silverfield leaving and going other places. I was wondering, and I guess this is my question. Is Silverfield name still in those discussions if we drop a game this year?
Probably, because there are a lot of coaching vacancies already. You have Arkansas now joining UCLA, joining Virginia Tech. So just by nature of when we talk about coaching vacancies in college football, you get the coordinators, but you also get the best of the non-power conferences that will always be a big part of that conversation. But what I will say is when you start losing, the heat dips a bit. Like, for example, early in the season when they're already talking about firing Billy Napier at Florida, and he still has his job for now, but they're like, well, is the obvious answer to go out and get Alex Golesh at South Florida after their, 2 premier wins to start the season? So it happens, but then South Florida drops a game, and now you're not hearing it as loudly as you were early.
Yes.
So it's like it's the ebb and flow of the coaching carousel.
To your point about coaches already being let go from Power 4 jobs, Arkansas, UCLA, Virginia Tech, you look around and you say, all right, what is going to happen to Florida? That's a hell of a schedule. Florida could mess around at the end of the season and be looking for a coach. Right. What's going to happen at LSU? Like, Brian Kelly has done a fine job. He's won some games, but they are not happy with his performance. Boom. So then he goes. Auburn, what's the deal there? If Hugh Freeze messes around and stumbles through, there's a coach gone. So it may depend, DeAngelo, to your point, on how many open vacancies there are.
Oklahoma State, I forgot. That's what I was trying to think. Stanford is looking for a coach too.
Right, like there are, I don't remember, and this might just be me not paying attention or just being caught up in the moment. I don't remember there being this much uncertainty at the head coaching position at the power conference level in a long time. In a real long time, because we've already got, and we just got to October. All of those firings, the 4 firings so far, happened in September, and there will be more later on. There may be so many openings, DeAngelo, that it might lead to Silverfield being grabbed no matter how many games he loses, because of Jessica's point, he is one of, if not the best, non-power conference head football coach.
Okay, so I guess this is a 2-parter now, because this will be like that decision that ultimately Coach Silverfield would have to make at the end of this year. But if I'm one of those Power 4 universities and I'm looking for my next head coach, if you don't have signature wins against signature teams and beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, then how do I know that you gonna not replicate that when you get here? You're here for 2 or 3 years, and then we on to the next coach.
I think the arrogance of various high-profile athletic departments is the answer there, because they'll say, "Oh, he could win here because we're gonna give him all of the resources that he didn't have at this particular school." Right, like there's a difference in the amount of resources an Oklahoma State or a who else has been Virginia Tech, Arkansas, right? There's a difference in the level of resources those types of schools can give compared to their non-power conference mates. And so you say, hey, we're Arkansas. We've been good at football before. We can go and get this coach from this level, bring him in. Sure, he beat Arkansas, but he may have lost to South Florida. We'll say that, right? May have lost to South Florida, but here he won't have to worry about some of the issues he had to worry about there because we're bigger and we have more money to throw at it.
And that's where you try to sell if you're one of those athletic departments too, not just to non-power conferences, but you think back to Alabama is different, and being Nick Saban's replacement is a once-in-a-lifetime coaching transition. But for Kalen DeBoer to have coached in the national championship game and then leave Washington to go to Alabama, like there's all sorts of factors that work from the athletic side, also the coach's side of what's worthwhile to leave. Like, does Ryan Silverfield want to leave? Is Memphis able to, in their placement within the non-power conferences and all the money that they have and the FedEx packages and whatnot, are they able to keep Ryan Silverfield? You know, all these things end up going down the pipe. But I would say out of the American coaches, oddly enough, and it will change. Like if Memphis wins out, if Memphis wins the American, that's just the nature of what have you done for me lately. So Ryan Silverfield would shoot up in the conversation around non-power coaches. But I would say right now he's probably behind Alex Golish, and he's probably behind Summerall at Tulane too, in most people's coaching carousel way too early watch lists.
Right. Okay. So we got Tulane on the schedule. We got Navy on the schedule. We got Tulsa on the schedule. So we got games that we could look at like, okay, all right, has he surpassed? And I'm only talking about him because I honestly feel like in the age of NIL and how they flip over these rosters, that it all comes down to coaching now. It only comes down to coaching. Like it pains me to look in Colorado and see what's going on with Deion Sanders, knowing that he can get whatever he wants out of the portal. And this is the season he's having.
It's getting what you want out of the portal, but then it's also roster management. It's production of the players. It is coaching. It's scheduling. It's everything coming together.
I look at it like the NFL now. If you're going to get paid, then I have the NFL. When it comes to, okay, let me watch football. And I'm only saying that because these guys are getting paid really good money to go out there and perform. And it's turned into like, it's no longer a student athlete. It's a paid athlete. That's what it's turned into. And because it's paid, you go out there, you do your job. No matter if it's $250,000, like that same $250,000 player is expected to do what a $10 million player is expected to do. So when guys go out there and they put on a show, I'm expecting them to put on one, not to be the latter of the two.
Yeah.
And so it comes down to coaching.
The whole thing is a business. So it's the business from the top down. And for some of these teams, too, you have these growing general manager roles, right? So it's general manager, it's coach, it's team.
When I turn on my team, I'm a 49er fan. When I turn on my damn TV and I'm watching my 49ers, I'm not expecting a rookie to get in there and make rookie mistakes. You get that out in practice. I'm not expecting that because you guys are getting paid really good money to step on this field. And if you wouldn't, then you wouldn't be playing on this field. So I'm expecting your best. And they're going to give you your best. And every time we talk about teams losing to the national football team, it either comes down to turnovers or coaching.
DeAngelo, have you seen him?
I have not seen him.
You got any desire to see him?
Nah, I don't really watch football movies because it's like going back to work.
I think you'll just for me, I think your take
CJ just wants you to see it so that he can talk to you about it.
it intrigues me because everything he just said right there, that is the star quarterback stance on life in football. I'm curious to know what your thoughts, being somebody who's played the game, would have to say about this. I get, for lack of a better phrase, thriller movie about the game. Back to Memphis and to wherever the hell else we were talking about. Who they play this week?
Tulsa.
Mm-hmm. Any concerns on this dog walk about Tulsa?
Yeah, better hope not.
Listen, I don't have any concerns at all. I've never had any concerns on my dog walk, not for myself. Now, for my dog, I've always worried about him because I'm strapped. I'm always strapped. Yeah.
In this analogy, what does that mean? To be strapped on the dog walk.
He's got the right leash.
I got the right leash. I got the right collar. I'm making sure that I got everything.
Treats?
Got snacks. I got my poop bag. I ain't using it. I got it though.
Okay.
Just in case. Look, I'm only picking up the poop.
Why aren't you using it?
I'm
Oh,
only picking up the poop
DeAngelo,
if
do not
somebody
tell me
watching
you are not a poop
I'm that
picker
guy.
upper.
I'm not a poop picker upper. I'm not
Why?
a poop picker upper. I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen a dog come through here and poop in my yard almost every other day, and I let that neighbor get away with it. He look around, and because he don't see me watching him, he just leaving it. I was like, if he doing it, that's all it takes is one. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all.
You're not going to have grass in this world. It's just going to be poop.
Is manure not something that fertilizes
But then if
grass?
you're walking and you
What
wanna
are you
go through the
talking
grass-
about?
I
All
know.
you gotta get-
Listen, I've
get out
made that
there with a
argument
little
in my
rake and
own
go
self. If I
and-
don't have a poop bag, I'm like, it's going back into the
Yeah.
earth. This is good. But I'm lying to myself because in reality, you got to pick up the poop. Otherwise, the people step in the poop.
Look,
and
and
then
don't
you're
say
having
that.
a really poopy day.
And you can't use it as an what? You know how often I get out of my car and step in gum at the grocery store, and you gonna talk about poop?
There's no way because every time I step in gum, it's one of the worst days of my year.
Exactly.
So it happens like twice.
Exactly.
Poop,
What?
though,
What? Twice?
I feel like people aren't eating as much, chewing as much
I
gum
forgot.
these days.
I forgot. You
No,
new
we
generation.
talked
You
about
got
that.
they get groceries dropped off at their doorstep. I forgot.
No, I do not get my groceries dropped off. No.
Like we just don't step in.
My
gum.
husband goes grocery shopping for me.
I
Let's
do
be
too.
perfectly clear.
I don't trust anybody else to pick my groceries.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
My husband goes to the grocery store, but I don't think he has
Can you
stepped
ask Chris
on gum
how?
recently.
Can you ask him how often he stepped in gum?
Yeah, I'll
Can
ask
we
him.
trust Chris after the confusion last week? I'm just saying,
Hey,
as a source,
Save my
he's-
sweet baby husband.
Yeah.
not quite
this
as
man.
reliable as
True.
I once thought.
True.
Yeah, like I don't step in gum that often. Now, dog poop, I have to be careful of because I've stepped in that and that ruins my
Oh, it's
day.
the worst.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. Be walking around like, ooh,
Oh,
I need to take a shower.
oh,
Something stink. And then you
oh.
look down, it's like, oh no.
I don't know where we were, but I recently stepped in I was in some like new white Air Force
deserve
Ones,
it. Y'all
stepped
deserve
in
it.
poop,
Y'all
and
deserve
I
it.
had to like take a toothbrush to get that
Y'all
out of
deserve
the
it.
cracks. So then you waste a toothbrush too. Oh, it was so disgusting.
Y'all
It
deserve
smelled
it.
so bad.
Y'all
Did you throw the
deserve
toothbrush
all
away?
that.
Of course.
All right,
No,
just
I
making-
used it. I don't-
Just making
Y'all
sure.
deserve
Like,
all that.
Just asking questions.
All right, we
I
have an
promise
answer.
you
Wait,
y'all
I have an
deserve all
answer
that.
from Chris, whether we trust
Yes.
him or not.
We
Okay.
don't, but
Hold on, my phone is like broken. It takes a
Okay,
second
here we
to
go.
come through.
this
Oh,
daggum
my gosh.
iPhone, you iPhone users.
No, genuinely.
Yeah.
Chris said, very, very rarely. I cannot remember doing it in the last 2 years, and I cannot read the next statement.
That's the statement we want.
Yes.
There's no gum in the Whole Foods parking lot.
Oh yeah, what's wrong with that statement?
That
Because it
is
sounds
right.
like we're
That is
bougie
right.
grocery
Yeah,
shoppers.
we know you and Chris are elitists. That's
Yeah.
Only in our
Yeah.
produce.
I
Only in our meats.
looked at some bananas. It was like I really got to find a different place to get my nanas at. I don't like the way they're looking right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the one.
You gave me a banana the other day, and I was like, this doesn't look like my other banana.
Yeah, and that's why I texted you. I texted you like,
I
hey,
know, thank you.
I'll go get you something.
It did
Yeah.
save me.
She
I
fruit
can't believe
bougie?
you ate it. Yeah,
You
she
fruit bougie?
I am. Like, I need my bananas to look a certain way.
There really
I
is a
need
difference in produce.
I don't need them rock hard. I don't like my banana hard, but I need a
Oh my
firmness
God.
to my banana. I don't want no
This
soft,
is
mushy
gone
banana.
off the rails. This is
we got
gone off
it.
the rails.
I know when I need to stop the conversation.
That is
and
awful,
it
bro.
is
You didn't
right
pause
now.
or nothing. You just let it roll like that.
We're talking
Right
about
now.
fruit. What's wrong with fruit?
There's a
Bro,
difference in the
you
apples.
always
Like my
take
apples
it
are
too
so
damn
crisp
far. You're
right
that
now.
friend, CJ. You're that
Yes,
friend that take it
CJ
too
is
far.
absolutely the
You
friend.
take it
I
too
take
far,
it
bro.
too
Yeah.
far.
Now we gotta
Me.
go because you took it too far.
Me.
You
Yeah.
took it too far. You don't know how to act, bro. That's why we get in trouble. all
I'm
the
talking
time.
about bananas. but
Thank you
whatever.
for spelling it out, DeAngelo. DeAngelo, we'll catch up with you next week. Hope the Tigers
All
have
right.
a very easy walk against Tulsa.
Yes, and I hope CJ come back with a better attitude. This is a family show.
I had
can
my
only
PTP
hope.
meeting yesterday. They are definitely not going to be pleased with me today, and I don't understand why. Let me just say that I don't understand why.
It's like a bad
DeAngelo.
episode of Severance.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, what?
You don't watch Severance.
I don't.
You wouldn't get it. But your innie, if you have an Audi out there, your Audi would be so disappointed in your innie.
So is this an innie
Well, if
or
you're
is
at
this an
your-
Audi?
You're at work, so that's your innie.
This is my innie.
When you clock in, Your innie takes over.
This is my innie. And then when I clock out.
When you're out, you're outie.
I think my outie would be real pleased with me.
I think your outie would fight for agency for your innie. I think you'd be a fighter. Yeah.
I would like a world with more me's in it. I think we could accomplish a whole lot of good stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Terrifying world.
Can you imagine?
No.
Innie here at work while my outie
My husband
is
shared.
going to Satco?
I wasn't even going to bring this up. My husband shared with me your response to him wishing you a happy birthday yesterday. The world does not need any more CJs.
Good. Your husband was trying to be a little twerk.
We
I
will
know what
take
he was
a
trying to
break.
do. I know exactly what Chris was trying to do.
And you shut it off real fast.
Quickly. Immediately, he shut that down. I know what you're doing, Christopher.
Wishing you happy birthday?
No, he was being annoying.
No.
You know what he was trying to do.
He was asking you. He's your friend. He wanted to know what you were doing on your birthday. Wanted to make sure you were being taken care of.
You know what he was trying to do.
Yeah,
and that's fine. And that's fine. I told him what I was trying to do. I share it with him.
And you all will never know. NSFW, okay? NSFW.
I asked him for some movie recommendations.
We will come back.
Or some scene recommendations.
We will come back and we will get into some WTF stories. If you haven't heard the latest of the AI actress threatening to come into Hollywood, I'll let you know about it. Plus, we had our Fat Bear champion named, overcame some massive adversity in the Fat Bear competition of the year. Also, CJ sent a statue of Tina Turner that our friend Teresa Walker took a picture of is it in Nashville?
No, it's in her hometown.
Okay, it's in her hometown. Well, it's not her. We'll look at the latest in the statue problems in this country after a quick break.
And I told him I didn't even need a full video.
You're the worst.
It only takes
You
me
are
like
the worst.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushie to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Tomas Isalo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Some WTF stories before we get into the rest of our Wednesday. And congratulations to 32 Chunk, winner of this year's Fat Bear competition. They call him Chunk the Hunk. They call him the Chunkster. He is the new king of Brooks River. He is a male bear described as very large. Excellent description. Weighing around 1,200 pounds. He has a distinctive scar and a broken jaw, which is healing, but never expected to return to normal. But broken jaw be damned. He eats, he chunks, he wins.
Yeah, he's got the noticeable facial features with the scar in the jaw. He's the one who put 901 R Bear out, which, begs the question.
Does he hate women?
Well, why is 901 on the same side of the bracket? I think we had some underseeding of 901 because, again, 901 had to make it through a play-in game.
Yeah.
901 had to play around before she got to the quarterfinals to face 32 Chonk.
True.
I just hope next year they seed her the way she should be seeded as one of the top 4 seeds in the Fat Bear Week. This is my plea to Fat Bear Week. Do a better job seeding the R Bear, Memphis's Bear, 901.
At committee.
At the committee.
I don't know who the Jerry Palm is, the bracketologist of
Got to find the bracketologist of the Fat Bear Week to talk to. The Gary Parrish of the Fat Bear Week to talk to. Got to find that person.
Maybe he could take over.
Doesn't he have a lot on his plate?
Yeah.
He's going to dinner with owners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's one more job? What's filling out your role a little bit further?
Hey, I love to fill out roles, man.
All right. When I say struggle meal, what do you think of?
My life from birth until like 28, 29. What are we talking? You sent this, and I don't understand how we've grown up in completely different worlds.
No,
I'm not saying you and I.
Yes.
I'm saying you, I,
Anyone
and others.
familiar with the term struggle
and
meal?
anybody who does, and the fact that that's just called dinner where I come from.
It's just like it's an end of the month dinner. It's a times are a little tight dinner.
Like you get paid, parents get paid every 2 weeks.
Yes.
On a Friday. That Wednesday, Thursday gonna be tight, dog.
Or
that Wednesday, Thursday ain't gonna be a whole lot.
Season.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you just don't
got
have
stuff
time
going
for
on.
things.
Yeah.
Like okay, so multiple news organizations took off with struggle meals taking over American culture as Americans continue to contend with higher living costs and grocery prices. According to, there's a new poll, that's why this became a thing. AP NORC poll released in August, 53% of American adults said groceries are a major source of stress right now, and 29% of the public had used services like a buy now, pay later program for essential items such as food at some point.
To stop that.
Not great. Very bad. But struggle meals, like, that's just pork and beans.
Like just
that's all Franco-American spaghetti. That's just
wait, what's that?
It was the kind of canned spaghetti that we used.
I got you. Like Chef Boyardee,
but it was like
you.
a cheaper Chef Boyardee, but it was so good. I don't even know if they still make it. I haven't seen Franco-American spaghetti in a long time.
Yeah, they probably don't because
it probably has lead in it.
Absolutely, it did.
It's probably why I am the way I am.
Beanie weenies, ramen. Just grab a hot dog, grab a loaf of bread, and some condiments. Throw some turkey on there if you would like. Throw a piece of cheese on there if you would like. I don't understand how and why you need to search. If you're searching for struggle meals, I don't think you're struggling like that. I think you want the clout. You want to be creative. Because if you're actually struggling, if you're actually hungry, you just go in there and grab something to eat. You want something that looks creative and TikTok or social media type trend type meal. These
kids haven't sprinkled a little Mexican cheese mix on some 99-cent tortilla chips and called it nachos.
Man. Come on now.
Where's the top ramen in your life?
Throw it in the microwave and call it a day.
Did you ever just eat the seasoning packets from the top ramen? Because sometimes you didn't even have hot water.
No, I know people who would eat.
We would eat the dry noodles with the seasoning on top, and
yes,
just like a
I know people who would do that.
It was disgusting who did it like behavior.
Yeah, and you should not be eating that. You need to cook that because of all of the vermin that poop on those things.
Hey, I feel like we should tell I won't shut up about this, and Chris is annoyed. There's a listeria outbreak going on. So if you buy frozen meals, there's meals from Trader Joe's that are under recall and Walmart.
Oh, I saw that.
The
yeah.
Walmart one is a meatballs dish, and the Trader Joe's one is a Cajun chicken fettuccine dish. And I eat a fair amount of frozen meals from Trader Joe's, sometimes during my struggle season of not having time to cook. So just a heads up.
But that's
not good. People are dying.
That's not even 4 have died so far. Last
4
I
died,
heard.
19 hospitalized. Not good.
That's if you're getting frozen meals from Trader Joe's.
That's not a struggle meal.
That's
that
not.
count.
You're not struggling.
Those are expensive. Those are like
you're not
least
struggling.
$10.
What's up with lean cuisine? Are we still doing them things?
Do you remember kid cuisine?
I do remember kid cuisine.
With the pudding with the sprinkles on. My mom would not let me get those, and I wanted them.
The pudding, they had one that came with a brownie also.
A cosmic brownie.
Yeah, no.
Or a frosted brownie.
Ours wasn't frosted.
Oh, you could
it was
put
just
frosting on it.
No, so when I was a kid, it was just the brownie. And it would get stuck to the plastic because you had to microwave it because it was frozen. Yeah, no, how can you not know about a peanut butter jelly sandwich, peanut butter banana sandwich, ham and cheese, turkey cheese sandwich, no toppings, no nothing. Just bread, meat, cheese.
How about just peanut butter?
You
don't have jelly.
Fresh out of the jar. A buddy of mine moved down to Atlanta. He was where he was struggling. He was like, yo, I got to just go where a job is.
Yes.
He moved down to Atlanta. He got there. He was crashing with my dad. And my dad called and said, hey, yo, I like this kid. He's going to make it. He's going to make it. I'm like, what makes you say that, senior? He's been eating nothing but peanut butter out the jar for the past week, waiting to get paid. He's going to be all right. It's like, yeah, no. Like, how have you, at a certain point in your life, you were a young adult, and maybe that's what's going on now. Maybe the young adults are looking this up because I know a lot of my struggles, and I know that unify me with everybody else.
Right.
Forget the childhood struggles, but the ones that unify me with everybody else is you're a new adult.
You have no money.
You have no clue how to do this adult thing at all. You don't know how to cook. You just got to eat.
Yeah.
Just go grab you some canned goods, grab you some ramen, and make do.
I think Chris ate, on average, 2 baked potatoes a week for his first year out of college. He would just put a baked potato in the microwave. I was like, do you know how many calories are in a baked potato?
From my senior year of undergrad, I moved off campus, stopped getting the meal plan, and I did not know how to cook food. And I ate, on the foreman, I ate burgers and hot dogs that entire year with beanie weenies or chips. It got to the point to where I was like, yo, I think I might have night blindness. I don't think I'm getting the right vitamins. I can't see at night anymore.
My foreman I used my foreman so much, it started smoking. And I kept using it.
As well, you should.
Disgusting.
That's a part of the struggle.
Like the various microplastics in my system, part of it has to be from the things that were eventually scraped off of my George Foreman and into my food.
Do you want to draft struggle meals?
Yeah. That's an easy draft for tomorrow.
Just get you a thing of bologna.
Butter noodles.
A thing of bologna and some crackers.
Butter noodles.
Like, come on, man. You don't have to search for that. If you're searching for it, you're not hungry. You're just not.
No.
You're trying to be too cutesy-wootsy creative. Because if you're hungry, you'll just go in there and just grab it.
They're not gourmet. It's eating out of necessity.
Jacob, can you Google struggle meal and show us like a dish that comes up? Okay. Can you Google it?
No, that's all we got. No, I can't.
Can you Google
beans on toast is the first one that comes up.
Beans on toast? I don't know anybody who's done that.
Here's
that sounds
a good
British.
old BuzzFeed list from 2024.
Okay.
31 ranked struggle meals.
Okay.
Beans on toast.
It's
cinnamon toast. Oh my God.
Easy.
Cinnamon toast
like
is
all
a
you
godsend.
All you need is a loaf of bread and you can make magic
sugar.
happen.
Yes.
You can make
Kraft mac and cheese.
Another
Solid.
one. Hamburger helper.
This is like mac and cheese with beanies or weenies in it.
Okay.
Which I never had. What was my mom keeping me from? That looks delicious.
Any of these low budget ass things. Eggs no
got
longer.
So expensive.
Eggs is no
back
longer
in the
struggle.
day, eggs were pretty easy.
And by back in the day, you mean
butter, like the 90s.
Well, this article came out
2024.
Okay.
Because this is like scrambled eggs on toast. Again, bread as your centerpiece.
Got it.
Buttered noodles. Just noodles with butter.
It starts with a grain, bread, noodles, and make it work
this is
from there.
a very international list. A breakfast pot pie.
No, if you're
peanut
doing
butter
a pot
and
pie,
jelly sandwich.
yes, that
instant
is.
ramen.
Yes.
Potato waffles. I don't know what those are.
No. See, there we go trying to be
rice
cute with
and
it.
meat.
That Perfect.
A Spam sandwich.
Perfect.
Beans and rice. Egg and whole.
No.
Tortilla chips with cheese on top.
Yes.
Rice and corn.
Yes.
Rice and eggs.
No.
That's my daily lunch. A grilled cheese sandwich.
Yes.
Noodle sandwiches. Never heard of.
No.
A butter sandwich.
Yes.
Oh, that's next level.
Yes.
That's just toast with butter. But if you put it together, it's a sandwich.
That's it.
Tinned meatballs.
Yes.
More rice.
Yes.
Cereal. Cereal's
Yes.
a good struggle meal.
Yes.
Pasta with ketchup.
Yes.
Plain pasta again.
Yes.
Saltine crackers with peanut butter. When
Yes.
you don't even have the loaf of bread. I loved saltine crackers with peanut butter. Hamburger helper.
Yep.
Tuna mac.
Mm-hmm.
Tuna's expensive.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, those are your struggle. Okay, we'll be drafting those tomorrow.
right.
So, what else did we have for
Miss
today?
Miss Kim says butter and lettuce sandwich.
Ew.
It's a struggle meal. You
yeah,
don't need it to
starve
be
me.
good. You
I'll
just
be
want
so
to put
skinny.
it in your mouth.
I'll be so skinny. Well, I would have water before I would have a lettuce butter
Hey, and that's
sandwich.
that's the other thing. Just drink a bunch of water. Fill yourself up with water. You'll pee a bunch. You'll be dizzy from lack of nutrients, but you won't be hungry.
I want cinnamon toast. Are you familiar with the work of actress Tilly Norwood?
I've seen this story. I sent this story TV Tuesday.
We didn't get to it.
No.
They're calling her the next Natalie Portman.
And Angelina Jolie.
And Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson and all the other actresses who's
White
ever
actresses.
acted before.
She's AI. For people who have missed who Tilly Norman is, she is 100% artificial intelligence. She was brought to life by a Dutch tech creator named Aline van der Velden, which is, honestly, if you were making a movie about some nefarious tech happenings, van der Velden is a great last name for it. Her AI studio is pushing to get digital talent into movies and TVs, and they have taken this actress, quote, actress, Tilly Norman, and are trying to get her signed with an agency. They've gone to guilds and actors and filmmakers trying to get her represented. Now, the Screen Actors Guild released this statement yesterday saying creativity is and should remain human-centered, and we've had many actors and actresses express their hope for this to be stopped right now. It is a little terrifying. We talk about different AI stories on this show all the time, and the boundaries just keep getting pushed a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. But if you are replacing actors and actresses with AI creations, taking the human element out of it, saying you can basically make it happen with an AI actor or actress, it's a little scary. I think there was a report, I don't want to quote because I haven't had a chance to read it, but this morning that like OpenAI has a new tool where you can create deepfakes fairly easily. But we're just going to get to a point where we joke all the time, is this even real? And you're going to have to ask every single thing you see, is this even real? And that doesn't sound like a particularly, one, fun place, and two, productive place to be coming from as a society.
Yeah, no, it's, I think if you watch this show, you know my stance on AI. This isn't fun for me or funny anymore. This is like I'm legit concerned about what's finna transpire. And just a reminder, people, if it's on a screen it being your computer, screen being TV show, screen being at the movie theater or on your phone, because that's where I think it's going to get real bad. Is the stuff that's they're able to do that they can post on social media.
Yeah.
It's in your best interest to just assume it's not real, right? Like that is just not. It's scripted in some sort of way, or this thing that is happening is fake. How we are as a nation going to continue to allow for this type of advancement in artificial intelligence is concerning. It's disheartening. Also, there's a lot of bad that can happen here. We're talking about the goofiness of this actress, not even actress, this artificial thing, this for practical purposes, this DreamWorks created type of character, right? We're this cartoon type of character, not a real person, something that's been manufactured. We're talking about it from the standpoint of, oh no, what's Hollywood going to do? But when they, to your point, when they can start making regular people look like they're talking with all of their fingers and none of the glitches that they come with right now, and they're able to say, oh, you know what? I'm a insert gender, insert ethnicity, and this is how I feel, and start swaying opinions, that's just going to be a way for a ruling class to emerge with a different type of tool that none of us are truly able to handle right now. We won't be able to handle it unless we start putting up safeguards.
Well, and you think about all of when you really get through it, the various jobs that disappear, because inevitably you have bad faith arguers who say, well, we don't need actors and actresses. They have too much power. They make too much money. Like, good riddance to them and bring in this new. Okay, well, what about hair and makeup artists? Because if you're AI, you don't need anyone to do your hair and makeup. It's being created from a digital standpoint. What about transportation workers? People who are responsible for driving cars, buses, getting people here. What about caterers? Because these people these AI creations don't need to eat. They don't need wardrobe. They don't need agents. They don't need managers. They don't need assistants. They don't need anything. And so it's just when you go down the line of the elimination of jobs that occurs with something where you look at this and say, it's a silly one-off, it's a complete snowball effect that can wipe out an entire industry.
And what about the way that it then teaches us how to interact with one another?
Ugh.
We are so mimicky as a species, right? We see something, we mimic it. We see someone we like, we mimic that. If AI comes through and is doing an interpretation of a person and of the human experience, and then all of us start watching it, and all we have is an interpretation of the human experience and human existence, what is that going to do to us in that generation who has to deal with that from a sociological and psychological standpoint? This is why it's so nefarious. This is why safeguards need to be put in place, not just to save industries, which you're right about, save industries across the globe, but also how we've seen it. We've already seen how our phones have impacted us from a sociological standpoint. And guess what? It's not all good. It's not. And so if you're doing this, how does that now change what we are as a species and how we continue to move about? And I don't want to get to a place where there's a generation of people who just cannot interact with one another because they don't know how to. All they have is their screens, whatever screen it is, and some interpretation from some AI company about what humanity is supposed to do, feel, think, and move, right? Like that's just terrifying for me.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's end with one funny-ish story. There is a new statue of Tina Turner that is at the community of where she grew up in Tennessee. So this is new of Tina Turner. And we often show statues on this here show, and we say, why do we make statues? Because they're so bad. And this is the case. People magazine described it as simply the worst, a take on Tina Turner's song, Simply the Best, because this is not Tina Turner. It is a 10-foot tall bronze statue of someone, supposedly Tina Turner, but I don't know who that is.
I started ground up. So like, okay, and Liz go, oh, that skirt is a little short. Okay, I see you. What the hell is on her head? What the hell is that? Oh my gosh. Like, whose face is that?
I don't want to dunk on the artist.
Why not?
He said his goal was to capture Turner's powerful presence and likened her hair to the mane of a lion.
It's certainly as large as the mane of a lion.
It's something.
What are we doing here? Why does it look like that? That is not Tina Turner.
Has the sculptor ever seen Tina Turner? The legs are close. She has iconic legs. She's got great legs, great gams. Everything else is an atrocity. They need to take it down and build it back up.
Just take the head off of it and build it back up.
Like the city of Brownsville needs to come together and say, no, we cannot have this stand for our queen, our icon, Tina Turner. We must start over.
I've seen
That's the
people,
worst hair I've seen on a statue.
I've seen people in top
ever.
hats whose heads aren't that big. All right, look how high up her hair is. And I'm looking at it like, that can't be. Is that supposed to be her hair? That is awful. And don't get me started on the face. That is not her face either. Like, what are we doing to Tina Turner there? Oh my goodness.
You know, I had hope after the...
She looks like she has the Joker smile. What is happening? Like, I can't, like, this is not Tina Turner. This is the worst. Ronaldo was bad. Dwayne Wade was bad. This is the worst statue of a legend I've ever seen.
I actually have to agree.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it takes the official title of worst celebrity
Jacob, is her hand wrapped around the microphone, or is the microphone just in an open hand?
No. The hand is wrapped around like this with one finger up. The hands are fine. If we're going through the critiques, the hands are fine. It's the face and the hair that are an atrocity.
Seniors in the chat, it does look like football helmet cushion on top of her head.
It's a Guardian helmet.
That's what it looks like.
Is that Romeo Dobbs?
My God.
Are you catching a pass from Jordan Love? Anyway, do better. Start over. The facial expression is so bad.
It's bad.
All right. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday. We will be back tomorrow. Teresa Walker will join us. She has been at Grizzlies Training Camp because it's in Nashville.
And she was there.
And we'll have the opportunity to chat with her, chat about the very bad, no good Tennessee Titans as they continue onward in whatever this season is for them. We'll talk to her about some NFL storylines as well. We will see you then. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Gary Parrish Show coming up next on Grind City Media at 10 a.m. We'll see you later. Bye.